Good morning, folks. Lindsay Huddleston back in the building with another SPS Monday motivation. I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. That's right. We celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you had a great time with family and friends. I surely did. I surely did. Very memorable time. But I also want to talk about Thanksgiving, being thankful for the growth that you have had. And if there's any way to measure growth, it's on an annual basis when you look at the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, when you're around your peers and other loved ones, you're able to figure out how much you've grown. Good morning, Michelle. Happy Monday to you, and want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And what do I mean by that? Talking about from whence we came. Growth is simply defined as a gradual development in maturity, age, size, weight, or height. Number of things that can happen with that, obviously, when we talk about that. Thanks growing. That's right. That's right. You got it. You got it. And when we talk about that gradual development, let's start with the first word. I'm really big on definitions and language. And I think if we pay more attention to what words mean, we can get more fulfillment out of them on our journey. Gradual. Gradual means taking time. Gradual means it does not happen in an immediate form, which we get so accustomed to. Look at this process where it goes from being a small little bud, then it starts to develop, and more things happen, so on and so forth. And the irony behind this image is that it's 5 of them, which can probably, and sometimes in our lives, represent 5 years. Now, if I tell you 5 years right now, many people may be ready to have a heart attack and say, oh, no, I can't wait 5 years. But look at us now. The calendar says November 28th. In 2 days, it'll be December 1st. We'll be wrapping up 2021, believe it or not. So what I'm talking about is give thanks for the growth that you've had individually, your maturity. If you want to know how much you've grown, think about how you conducted yourself over the holiday when certain people were around you. I don't know who I'm talking to, but at one point you would react one way, but because of your growth, like these buds here, you were able to act differently. Well, just in your business, in your profession, in your relationships. Think about that. November 29th, that's right. I'm sorry. Thank you. You see how I'm rocking. I know Wednesday is the 1st. I got that part. Thank you. But look at where we are right now. Yeah, 28th was yesterday. Thank you. Look at where we are right now, Michelle. We are getting through this year. We are getting ready, and we made it through. Many of us did not. We continue to lose people along the way. And Virgil Abloh, popular designer, he did not make the transition with us, but he did so much. My guy, Wu Payne. Morning, my guy. How you doing, man? I know you clapping up those Phoenix Suns and they win streak, and nobody's talking about it. And your man is coming to town soon. I know you can't get ready for it to see your guy CP3 in action. But let's talk about growth, Wu. That's what we're talking about. Happy Thanksgiving, being thankful for the growth that we've had. And sometimes we want things in immediacy. I get that. But the definition of growth talk about this gradual development and maturity. And if we look at our lives like that, where we've been and where we're going, so many times will we get focused on what we want to have going forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a motivation. That's a grind mentality. We want to focus on what we want to have. But so often we look over what we've achieved. Think about that. If we can look at where we want to be in 5 years, but let's go back and look at where we are now based on where we were 5 years ago. Many of the things that we have right now that are easily taken for granted, we want it so bad. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a material item, whether it's a thought or a process or experience, we wanted them so bad. And they've come to pass, and now we're focused on something else, which is good because you want to look at other goals. But let's be grateful for the growth that we've had and what we've achieved. I think that's important. Say it. Thankful for the achievement. It's easy to constantly want the stimulation of something new, something fresh, wherever it may be, whether it's in a financial form, whether it's in, other forms. But throughout this process, as we're working towards that, you have to really continue to support yourself in what you've done, because it's easy to get down. If you woke up today and you didn't have what you wanted, it's easy to get down. Ben, good morning, man. How you doing? Thanks for checking in this morning. I hope you had a great holiday weekend. We sure did. Thank you for supporting SPS too. We're talking about this gradual development. That's what growth is. Growth isn't an instant development. It's gradual. It takes time. Look at the imagery that I've been showing you right here. How does this reflect on things you wanted to achieve in your life? And then we look past the things that we've achieved because we're so focused on so much more, which we should be. You should be always about moving forward and getting a new goal. But let's have a moment of thanks growing. Let's be thankful for what we've achieved. That's going to be important. That's going to be important for you to strengthen your foundation as far as what you want to do going forward. And a reminder as you work towards these future items of what the process is like. We could be upset because we're not getting what we want when we want it, but be reminded of how this process grows. And that's great development because you don't want to go from the first bud to the last. That's when there's some form of challenge or retardation in the process to where it's not happening correctly and it won't be sustainable. It won't happen like that, you know? Mimi says growth requires the view of the past, present, future. Absolutely. But sometimes we don't like to do that, Michelle. We want to be done with the past. We want to move on because back there may have been some trauma, may have been some hurt, may have been some pain. But like I tell the young people that I work with and adults, you have to be able to let those emotions pass through. That's right. Trying to stop emotions is like putting your hand up in front of the air conditioner and stopping the air. It's not going to work. Let those emotions pass through. Be aware and conscious of those emotions as they pass through so you can move forward. But you're absolutely right. It requires past, present, and future. Growth is defined as a gradual development. I know you guys don't want to hear nothing about something being slow in this world of instant with this phone that we have. But we have to remember before the technology, we're human creatures. And by design, the development of things gradually works to our benefit because it allows us to fully mature, fully understand the concepts that are going on, fully be aware of who we are. We see it in children, and we also need to see it in adults. So I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I won't keep you too long on this Monday motivation. I know you're going to get out there and get that week started. And I know that the holidays can be a time of triggering things of great loss. Unfortunately, we lose people during the holidays. We're reminded of, but I just want you to be encouraged of where you've come from, what you've overcome, what you've achieved, and what you are going to get. The things you have in mind that may seem out of reach that you're working toward, you will get those. And a reminder of how you know you're going to get those. Look at what you've achieved. That's why we have a thanks growing. That's why we're thankful for the growth that we've had. I once heard recently, and I said this last week, and I'll end with this, to become a millionaire is not so much about the money you make, it's the person you have to become to achieve that. It's the different things you do. It's the way you look at life. It's the way you approach things. So to get these next goals you set for yourself, this person you're going to become is going to be somebody to be thankful for. And that's why we say happy Thanksgiving. So with that, is Lindsay Hudson with SPS back in the building for you. Hey, looking forward to getting with you guys. We'll be back with our show, talking about the SPS show this week on Thursday. Then we're going to jump back to a Tuesday next week. Then we'll be back on for Thursdays. Benjamin says, we are good. We had a good holiday. We spent time with family and very little, and always despite illness with the family, but it was enjoyable nonetheless. It's my birthday week. All right, my birthday is actually on Saturday. Happy birthday, Ben. Wish you a big happy birthday, man. One of the biggest sports fans in the region. Appreciate you. Appreciate your family. And we're thankful for our growth. He's celebrating a birthday, so that means that's more growth and maturity. Happy Thanksgiving. You guys have a great day. See you guys next time. Peace.